Today's video was made possible through the support of the great and wonderful Dax Boden. If you are interested in seeing how you can be a part of supporting this, check out the links below in the description and get involved. Thank you. Hi there guys, welcome to today's equipment autopsy. This one has been sitting on a shelf for a long time because, as you can see right there, this disc was last copied on January 5th, 1980. I was a 5-year-old kid. So this is a controlled data disc pack, model 848-12. And I don't know what the AM operating system version 4.1 is, but I'm kind of curious. So this is a hard disk. This is just the platins and their convenient carrying handle. You can march around with this, I guess. This really is just used for loading it in. You carry it whole hog like this, but the top and bottom come off, and this is awesome. The number of people who are going to freak out over this. So let's just open it right up like that. And you'll notice I didn't have to spin it or anything to open it up. There was no twist bayonet lock or anything because the bottom is held onto the top with magnets. Really, those are magnets. Those are magnets. On a hard disk. Because, well, first off, it takes a lot more power, like magnetic energy, than people think to mess with a hard disk. But second off, because there's this big steel ring in the middle. So this is serial number Alpha 9017800, part number 8902900003 of model number 848-12. So you can look that up and it will tell you, at least it did when I looked it up, that this is either 3, 6, or 12 megabytes for this size. And I think that's just awesome. A maximum of 12 megabytes on this whole thing. These must be timing marks here. You can see there's 2 at the top. But we're going to open this up and get a look inside. I think this is just a single disc. Like it's not multiples. But we're going to find out. I'm going to take the outer shell off first. Now this has been sitting in my care for years now. I don't even know when we got this. We've had it a long time. Hey, look, convenient magnetic parts holder for the screws. All right, so we've got all of those out. Let's see if we can pop that off. Yep, that just sits there. And this is something holding it. Does that unlock it? That does not unlock it. It'll turn, but it won't come out. Well, you're coming out. So I got to get in there with Allen wrenches. That's the ticket. So this thing moves a little bit. And there's a couple pins that go down, so I gotta take those out. Boing! And it springs right up. Alright, and now it comes right off. Okay. So we can set that aside. Oh, wow! And we see immediately how this disc died. This had a head crash. You can very clearly see the damage done to the surface. This is absolutely garbage. And it was garbage before I touched it. It was that way when I found it. So the bottom side's all right. But the top side had a head crash, and that's That's just totally destroyed. It's cool looking though. That's a Saturn brand drive. So, let's keep digging. There really isn't that much on this to take apart. What it is just a fascinating example of the old technology. Now this is a single disc. It would have been formatted properly at, or probably, at 100 tracks per inch. That means that there would be 100 tracks going this way per inch across the surface. Those would have been arranged into sectors, of which that was a variable number, but 12 was pretty common. So there'd be 12 sectors all the way around, but you could change that with this particular disk. So that's our central hub thing. And now we can lift that off. So here's our actual hard disk. This used to spin at, typical was about 1500 RPM, though you could get some other speeds on this. There were two different speeds to go at, but the standard was 1500 RPM. And this would hold 3, 6, or 12 megabytes of data at either 100 or 200 tracks per inch. 200 was most common. It had dynamic braking, which is not something you think about when you think about hard drives until they're this damn big. Like, what's the diameter on this? Let's measure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's about 14 inches in diameter. That's huge. That's really cool. It's a neat bit of history. We'll just put that in there for scale. That's your difference. In fact, there's your difference. And that's quite a difference. It's the same thing. It's the same stuff. It's powdered rust on a disc spinning. Same thing. We just got smarter. We got better at it over the years. But same thing. And that just blows my mind. You can see the manufacturing date on here, 1978. That's the year my baby brother was born. That's just cool. Well, there ain't much to that one. This one was quick and easy. So thank you guys for hanging out and checking out this equipment autopsy on an old antique control data hard disk drive. This is called a disk pack. They'd swap these out depending on what they were doing. You could just about fit an MP3 in there without any problems. Man, how far we've come. You guys have fun. Thank you for hanging out with me. This one was quick and easy, but we got to look inside a neat bit of history and drop pieces of it on the ground. Yep. I think that one's done. We'll see you next time. This is the part we cut out of the video, so nobody will ever see that I called you, yes you, a Rudy Poo candy ass. When we come back in, it'll be all professional, and I've got to be, you know, doing my job. But right now, I can say anything I fucking want until this last turn of the screw when I go... Alright, so we've got all of those out.